Hi,
Hi
Billy.
everyone. Good evening. Good evening, Paul. Thank you for all of you guys who are here. Please continue sharing the link and let's invite people to come watch this video. Thank you, Sir Adam, for inviting me to be on your show.
Salamat talaga sa oras, sa time at
Of course.
sa effort in doing this interview with me right now. Kasi kahit na alam mong papalapit na nga yung finals night ng Miss Universe Philippines on October 25. So, Billy, how are you?
I'm doing
Kamusta na?
okay. I'm actually in self-isolation. So I'm here in BGC self-isolation for in preparation for the pageant. So my trainings are still ongoing. So I still train my Q&A, my pasarela, but everything's online.
Yeah. So, are you feeling more pressured ba as we approach the finals night on October 25?
No, actually, I'm actually not the type of person who feels nervous. Maybe it's because of my job. I'm actually trained to be composed, to not panic. So I am more excited than pressured and nervous.
Oo nga no, you're a flight attendant pala no. So talagang sanay ka talaga sa mga ganyang life and death or emergency
Huwag naman life
situations.
and death.
So maning-mani na lang pala sa'yo siguro 'tong nararamdaman mong kaba or pressure, 'di ba? So,
Hindi naman siguro, pero it's just that I already set my mind na it's gonna be okay, that this too shall pass, and it's gonna end. This is gonna end soon. So parang if I'm thinking like that, then I don't feel as nervous. Something like that. So
so now that you mentioned about it, no, kasi nga you work as a flight attendant,
mm,
uh, you work in the airline industry as a flight attendant. You're presently working in Cebu Pacific. So how has it been like for you at this time of the pandemic? Alam ko maraming na layoff. So
yeah.
kasama ka ba dun sa na layoff or can you share more about what has been happening in your industry since the pandemic began?
Yeah. Luckily, I wasn't part of those who were retrenched, but our industry is really struggling, like really bad. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of my cabin crew friends lost their jobs, and it's pretty hard because being a flight attendant is not just it's not just a job. It's we pour ourselves into it, and once you lose it, you practically lose a part of yourself. So it's if we're going to talk about passion, being a flight attendant's main description, main requirement for its cabin crew is to be passionate about it. You will really fall in love with the job, and once you lose it, it's really heartbreaking.
Loose ba talaga? Hindi ba parang temporarily ano muna? Parang hindi muna pinapapasok while we wait for the whole situation to improve? Parang
Yes.
gano'n. Parang binigyan lang kayo ng parang pink slip memo na okay, you can take your parang forced vacation leave or wala. Retrench talaga.
Sana ganon, but for most airlines, they really had to let people go.
Uh-huh.
So not just
Pero
cabin crew, iba-ibang department. So it's really devastating.
pero once the whole situation improves like a year from now or two, they could apply again.
Hopefully, yes. But
Uh-huh.
medyo mahirap kasi talaga bumangon from this, especially for the airline industry, because there will be a lot of limitations now. So we don't know if the number of tourists or the number of passengers is going to be the same. So hindi namin alam kung paano yung dami ng tao, yung flow ng uh, pasok ng pera. So mahirap siyang i-predict. So ang
Mhm.
daming adjustments na mangyayari. And but hopefully lahat ng mga natanggal is makakabalik din with the job, yung sa trabaho na gusto talaga nila, which is flying, of course.
Mhm. So right now Cebu Pacific is only flying domestic.
That I'm not sure because I was on leave. I am on leave since February. Ang balik ko pa is after the pageant.
All right. Okay. So, oh, someone's watching. JV Salud is
Yes,
saying,
Attorney
hi,
JV.
Attorney JV. Hi, Attorney. Kamusta po? Thank you for watching. Um, Yeah, as I was saying, it says here, dito sa ticker tape ko, na you hail from, yeah, you're representing Cebu, Cavite,
Cavite,
but
yes.
you're currently residing in Cebu
Cebu.
City. So,
Lapu-Lapu City.
iba ba yung Lapu-Lapu sa Cebu?
Yes po. It's a different island.
Oh, okay. Oh, mali yung ticker tape ko. I'm so sorry. I stand
It's okay.
corrected. So, yeah. So, what made you decide to finally relocate? Is that the
Mhm.
right term? In
Uh,
Lapu-Lapu City instead of staying or
in Manila.
making Silang Cavite as your home base.
Mhm. So I have to go to the airport almost every day, and kailangan talaga on time ako lagi. So flight attendant, kailangan on time, or if malate ako, then the flight will suffer from delays or whatever. So if I am based in Manila, then I have to stay near the airport. And honestly, the cost of living in Manila is pretty expensive. Whereas sa Cebu, I can actually save money, and nakakapag-ipon talaga ako. So, syempre, alam mo, we have to be ready with everything. So, I made this into a career, so I might as well have, earn something from it. And yeah, I fell in love with Cebu. I love how relaxed the vibe is. Want to go to the beach? It's just there. Everything's convenient, and yeah, I asked to be domiciled in Cebu already because of that. I still fly from time to time. So every month I will go home to see my family, but most of my days I'm in Cebu.
So, fluent ka na sa Bisaya?
No, unfortunately, because in flight we also have to speak in English or Tagalog because not everybody speaks Bisaya as well. But I can understand Bisaya already, but I can't speak the language.
How long have you been relocated in Cebu? A
Almost
few,
4 years na.
almost 4 years. Oh, sa bagay, yeah. Mahirap din, no? Mahirap din mag-aral. I mean, kung ako ba at our age, if we kunyari decide to relocate, can we still really, acquire that skill to really learn and speak the language?
I think because of the need, you can. And if you immerse yourself in the language, then it's going to be easy for you. Siguro, kung ang kausap mo talaga is nagbibisaya or nagfi-French or whatever language, then you will be forced to learn it, I think.
All right, yeah. But you know what? To be honest talaga, let's now go to your MUP journey. You know, di mo, you have ever since the pageant began, you have consistently placed high on a lot of our lists. Alam mo, sa totoo lang, it's hard for girls like you to sustain that momentum throughout the entire competition. Na normal usually ang time frame 2 to 4 weeks. Eh ngayon nagka-pandemic pa, na-delay until ng several months. So I want to ask, how have you been sustaining it?
Um, Actually, that's a pretty tough question because I didn't really do much. um, I am just pretty lucky that my personality is enough entertainment for people or enough for people to support me. I have never tried anything, ano ba, na medyo over the top just to keep that momentum. And honestly, I was only focusing on adjusting with the current situation, with the situation that I was in, which was being alone in Cebu in the middle of a pandemic, which is pretty insane. It's pretty crazy, and it's actually really, really hard and anxiety triggering. So basically, I didn't do anything special, honestly. Social media and tech stuff, hindi ako magaling. Plus, I didn't have all the resources that I needed, and pero I made a point to accept all the interviews, all the invitation for interviews, and I thought kasi na parang that's one way for people to really get to know me. So lahat talaga ng interviews in-accept ko during those months. At saka I really need to talk to someone. Mababaliw ako mag-isa dun sa Cebu, so I accepted all the interviews para may kausap ako at least.
Yeah, psychologically it helps. Yeah.
Yes.
So since you said now you didn't do much anything, probably it had something to do with your personality. Do you think it also has something to do with how you look in the pageant? Na uh, you're rocking a short hairdo. Yeah.
Siguro, because it's not something that people, especially Filipinos, they're not used to this kind of hair in the pageant scene. Maybe that's also one thing that they were looking forward to, siguro. I hope, because wala na akong choice, eto na yung buhok ko.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So I know I've asked this question, but sige, to refresh the memory of our viewers. Whose idea was it to cut your hair short? Was it really your plan to have it crop like that for the
Mhm.
pageant? O kasi talagang sasabihin ko talaga sa iyo, the risk is really paying off, and napapansin ka talaga kahit wala kang ang gawin, napapansin ka. I mean, you're only one of the few girls, dalawa lang yata kayo who's rocking that kind of hairdo. So were there any doubts in the beginning when you finally had that kind of haircut?
I started sporting a short hair in 2013. It was right after my international pageant, mainly because my hair got really dry, got really damaged, and I fell in love with short hair. Number one, it's easy to manage. Second, mura ng products because I don't have to use a lot. And I don't really have to do much. So I fell in love with it. And then I started flying. And turns out it's better when you're flying with a short hair because then you'd have more sleep. So you don't need to put your hair in a bun, spend time fixing your hair. You just have to do your makeup, and that gives you extra, 30 minutes of sleep. So I really like the no hassle look. That's me. And then for Miss World last year, I thought of growing out my hair to fit the ideal pageant look, but then it didn't really work out for me because I wasn't comfortable with it. Like I've been sporting this hair for the longest time, and nahirapan ako mag-adjust with the long hair. And then after the pageant, I decided to go back to work. I go back to flying, and then I was invited to. I was actually gonna cut my hair anyway. So nga, I started flying again, and then I was invited to join Miss Universe Philippines, and they loved the idea of a short-haired girl in the competition. So it wasn't really a hard decision for me because I already wanted. I was gonna do it anyway.
All right. So how do you feel when you get feedbacks like, oh, she looks like Miss Vietnam 2018 or Miss Jamaica 2014, she's killing it? So how do you
Syempre
deal with the
super
comparison?
flattering. Super,
Uh-huh.
super flattering. Kasi these women, not just those two ha, meron pa tayong Doris Bigornia, meron pa tayong Chang Ami, and I am all for it because all these women are empowered women, they're strong, they're very intelligent women with short hair. So it would be an honor to be lined up beside them. I mean, to be lined up with them. So it's really flattering. I really like those comments.
Hmm. Yeah. So, 'di ba, kahit ako rin naman mahilera ka lang or mai-compare ka lang or maidikit lang yung mga pangalan mo dito sa mga established celebrities and beauty queens, 'di ba? Malaking bagay 'yon kasi
Yes.
talagang napapansin ka talaga, alam mo 'yon, may nakikita silang something in you, 'di ba? So, now that you're talking about empowerment, now I'm curious to ask kasi hindi naman biro talaga lahat ng hindi naman talaga biro ang basta-basta sumasali sa isang beauty pageant, no? Especially kapag ang pageant ay kasing prestigious ng Miss Universe Philippines. Um, whether it be time spent with family or taking a leave from their day jobs, talagang malaki talaga yung nasa-sacrifice nyo, yun talagang yung nabubuhos yung mga sakripisyo. So I would like to ask, what has been your biggest sacrifice you have made to be able to compete today?
And honestly, I'm actually pretty lucky. I am one of the lucky girls to not give up so much things before joining this pageant, mainly because I think it is important for a girl to establish herself first before joining a pageant, finish your school, um, find a job, find a job that you will love, and get to know yourself, get to know the real world, and then use all these experiences and be able to share it in whatever platform you want. And in my case, it's beauty pageants. And I'm not saying it's easy, but it was really hard, but that's life, and it's worth it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, marami rin talaga tayong dapat. I mean, marami talaga tayong Kasi lagi kayong on call dito sa pageant na 'to, maaga ang call time, tapos it involves 24/7 non-stop activity things. So talagang may masasagasaan at may mamasasagasaan pa rin. So, alam mo yun, as we talk about empowerment here in Miss Universe all the time. And recently, we have seen a trend where pageants have been selecting an all-female panel of judges to determine the winner. So, some, however, believe that there should be males in the selection committee as the winner should appeal to both genders. What's your take on this as an empowered woman?
I love the idea of an all-female judge, all-female panel of judges. First, the organization will pick the judges based on their credentials, based on their achievements, based on their success. And I think it's time that we highlight women in this light. And we have been trying to have that seat at the table. And I think this is one way to show everyone that we're actually getting it and we are actually showcasing all these achievements and all these amazing and successful women. So I'm all for it. I love the idea of an all-female panel judge.
Kasi 'di ba, the reason why I asked this question is because hindi naman kasi lahat, yeah, on paper maganda talagang tignan na all female talaga kasi nga women cheer for fellow women as they try to empower each other. Pero meron kasing ibang women din like di ko naman nilalahat na parang alam mo yon, depende sa profile nila or background nila, sometimes would get insecure, quote unquote, to the girls that they are seeing on stage. So, pag if they see the girls, looking perfect on stage, parang they might be feeling threatened. So that's why they will probably might lower the lower the score. Do you see where do you get my drift?
Yes, I understand, but I think the set of judges that are actually going to be invited are those people who are not that shallow to think about being intimidated with the girls on stage. They are there because they're intellectuals. They think they have the right mindset to gauge the total package of the girl on stage, and to actually understand her thought processing, her Q and be able to judge her Q&A abilities, and be able to see her substance. And yes, I think an all-female judges, an all-female panel of judge is still a good idea. Actually, is a good idea, not still, but it is a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ako rin naman, yeah. Pero depende pa rin, yeah. Pero sana maging ano pa rin, no? Sana may lalaki pa rin. Or parang, or gay, parang para lang maging,
Oh
para
yes,
maging appreciate.
if we're talking about being gender neutral, then yes, put all the genders on the table.
Mm-hmm. 'Di ba? So let's see. Kasi sa Miss Universe kasi laging all female, 'di ba? And
Yes, because of
even
Miss Paula Sugart, yes, she wanted to showcase and be an example of showcasing women empowerment.
all right. Wait, before we continue, can we greet some viewers who are tuned in? Let's greet Zeka Zeka
Zachariah.
Zechariah Tiara,
Yara. Hi,
Kenneth
good evening po.
Kenneth Benedicto, who is saying na ikaw daw ang bet niya for MUP.
Thank you, Kenneth.
And Irvin is greeting you. Irvin
Irvin
Lopez.
Lopez. Hello, Irvin.
Yeah.
Good evening. Thank you for watching.
The reason, apart from your short hair, Billy, the reason why you're also gaining a lot of momentum in this pageant is because of your strong asset of being a good conversationalist, to be able to express your thoughts or articulate your thoughts very well, whether in English or in Filipino. Given that there are girls who speak better in their own dialect, do you think it would be wise for them to have an interpreter come finals night? Kasi dito sa napansin ko sa pageant nyo talaga, hindi lang napansin, ini-encourage talaga kayo ng pageant nyo talaga ng Miss Universe Philippines organization to really use your dialect or i-highlight yung dialect na nire-represent ng province ninyo. So what's your take on that?
I agree. I agree that a girl should use whatever language she's comfortable in. She has to be able to she only has a very limited amount of time to showcase um, whatever opinions she has, and she has to be able to express it well. And if that means she has to use her own language or an interpreter, then do it. Kasi konti lang yung time mo eh. Kailangan mo nang sulitin. So if kaya mong i-express ng mas maganda yung sagot mo, then use your own language.
Mm-hmm.
And use the language that you're comfortable in.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, a while ago, you told us na, di ba, especially nung kasagsagan ng lockdown, you were accepting a lot of interviews just for you to really not to be feeling down and depressed given our situation lately here in our country. So, um, do you think whatever that you contestants have been doing since the pandemic began, or what you have been doing during this lockdown, is some sort of a test for you guys to be more talked about, or even, alam mo yon, highlighted on social media even at this time? Kasi wala talagang mga ganap ngayon, walang coverage, just lahat tumigil talaga tayo sa mga ginagawa natin so as not to spread the virus. So, do you think social media, wait, sorry, do you think that social media, is there a social media etiquette pa na you guys are some sort of following?
I don't know about the other
In,
girls, but feeling ko for everyone, I think this applies for everyone. Two things: be respectful, and be understanding of everyone. Filter out what you should and shouldn't absorb, and filter out what you're gonna say on. I mean, whatever you're gonna put online. I think those two are the basic social media etiquette that we should follow. It's pretty common, but not many people do it,
mhm.
unfortunately.
So, uh, do you think part of the social media etiquette is um, being careful or being conscious na, okay, you have to be mindful of what you're post, especially ngayon na we're at this time of pandemic. If you could post as much as tulong or service or charity content so that you'll look or sound relevant at this time, do you think it's part of it? Natapos parang feeling mo na you're also being engaged or judged because of that?
No, everything that I posted during the pandemic is not a marketing tool for this pageant. If I
Mm-hmm.
posted anything about the charitable works that I did or my donation drives that I started, it's mainly because I wanted people to have a chance to help as well. It's not because it will look good as a pageant girl or as a beauty queen. Um, this pandemic is not the time for me at least to be showcasing or using that as a leverage. Whatever I posted wholeheartedly is something to inspire people, something to give people a chance to help others as well. So that's my case.
So, what I'm getting from you is that hindi ka takot mabash sa social media.
No, of course not. I mean, yes, I am afraid of being bashed. Sino bang hindi? I'm also a human being. I feel things. I have feelings. I have emotions. But at the end of the day, I should know myself better than anyone else, and I should know who to listen to and whose comments and critiques I should accept. So that will make it easier for me to move on and get past all the negative comments.
I'm curious to ask, how do you guys do it? Like, I want to know, like, let's say syempre center of attention kayo ever since you guys started your journey as a Miss Universe Philippines contestant. So, how do you sort out or filter out the constructive from the, alam mo yon, iinsulto lang, ng aasar lang, alam mo yon?
Mm-hmm. Ako, number one, I don't actually read the comment section as much as others. I think, but I'm not a fan of reading the comment section. But I receive messages from supporters, and that is actually very helpful because I feel appreciated. I feel like people are actually loving what I'm doing. So that's one way of filtering out things from what is
Mm-hmm.
relevant to those who are not actually helping you out. That's how I do it. I don't know about the other girls. Maybe they find motivation with reading negative comments, so at least they know which areas to work on. But as for me, I have people who I actually trust who gives me the inputs that I need.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, no, mas importante yung mga tao sa paligid mo kung ano yung sinasabi nila rather than what these other people are saying on social media. It's really important that you have a strong support system, am I right?
Yes, and also a tough skin.
Yeah, tough skin. Yung parang pasok sa tenga, ganun ba yung pasok sa tenga, labas sa
Mhm.
kabilang tenga. Wait,
Siguro
before,
pasok sa tenga, filter it out, and then labas sa kabila yung hindi kailangan.
oo, wag ano, hindi wag pasok sa tenga tapos namnamin mo sa ulo mo hanggang sa mahulog na sa puso mo kung ano yung sinabi ng
Kung ano
contestant
yung
nila.
kailangan mo.
Oo, oo. So yeah, you have to know how to filter or weed out what's good for you from
Mhm.
what's not. So before we continue, can we also greet a lot of our viewers who are also tuned in? Jens Reyes is also tuned
Hi,
in.
Jens. Good evening
Billy,
po.
and then Brian May. Brian May is
Oh, hi,
also.
Brian May. Sobrang, ano yan, sobrang supporter yan siya. Every time I have a live interview, he's gonna be there.
Thank you, Brian May, for tuning in. Ito, Irvin Lopez has a question for you. Chances or choices? This is a good one.
Hmm,
Conversations.
I think, oh my God, ang hirap.
Oh, hirap na parang paisip tuloy ako. Parang depende sa perspective ba to?
I think choices. Um, we can't always wait for that chance. So we have to make them and we have to actually make a choice to make those things. So I would go for choices.
I would
Options, options, options.
I would also answer the same. Yeah. You make your own destiny. You cannot just sit
Wait for
still
it. Yes.
and wait for the grasya to come. You have to search for it, 'di ba? That's part of being empowered, 'di ba? So alam mo talagang there's no doubt that talagang napag-uusapan ka talaga dito sa Miss Universe Philippines even if we got sidelined for 8 months
Mm, yeah.
because of this pandemic. And one of the reasons why we always talk about you is because of your showing dun sa Beyond the Coastlines video mo where we showcase the best of your province, Cavite. Was it your concept to show a fiercer side of you and that more Filipina Filipina stance since you come from the land of our
The
heroes
brave.
like Emilia Aguinaldo, yeah, the land of the brave, Emilia Aguinaldo, 13 Martyrs
Uh,
of Cavite.
it was a collaborative effort between me, my handler, Sir Jim Ryan Ross, and my AP, Miss Analita Revilla, the wife of Vice Governor Jolo Revilla. Um, the idea was to showcase what is very unique to Cavite. Of course, we have our beaches. Of course, we have the food. Of course, we have the tourist spots. But what actually makes Cavite relevant is its how important the province was in terms of the revolution that happened before. So we wanted to highlight that first. So since it's a tourism video highlighting your province, that's what we opted for. So medyo serious yung vibe eh, di ba? Medyo fierce, ganyan, because that's what the topic or the idea asks for. Kaya it's not like fun beach video na you can actually smile and just have fun. We wanted to highlight how important Cavite was in the country.
Mhm. So alam mo, talaga ba lahat ng mga tao sa Cavite may sense of bravery talaga and courage? Kasi that's how you guys
Tagged, yeah.
have been exhibiting eh. Yung ano eh, parang conscious effort ba sa inyong mga Caviteño na palaban? Kasi nga, because you all come from the land of the brave. Yeah.
Feeling ko hindi. Feeling ko pare-pareho lang. Wherever you are in
Mhm.
the Philippines, matatapang talaga ang Pinoy.
Mm-hmm.
But nagkataon lang talaga na during the revolution, the first one happened in Cavite. So maybe that's why we were tagged as matatapang, the land of the brave, because we
Yeah.
actually had the courage to step up and start it.
Yeah. So speaking of fierceness, is that what you are going to show us come preliminary and finals night on the 25th?
Um, I am planning on showcasing both. I dance. I don't know if you know that, but I dance. I love to perform, and whenever I'm on stage, I make sure that I perform. So whether maybe some outfits will require a fiercer vibe, maybe some outfits will require a more bubbly side, but overall, whatever I'm going to do on stage, it's going to be performance level.
True. So, um, any hint on the inspiration behind your evening gown? Or is there a name for your walk already? Kung meron ka man na isip na
Um,
i-coin sa walk mo as early as now?
for the gown, my gown is actually made by Sir Louis Pangilinan. Um, I love the gown. It's me. It's so me. It's like if if I am going to be a garment, that will be me. If I'm going to be an outfit, it's going to be that gown. So that's how much I love it. And I think, oh my god, I don't know if I should say more stuff
It's
about the
okay. So for sure, it's gonna be fierce. Kasi sabi mo, it will be a reflection of you on stage. So,
gown.
that's for us to find out talaga, no?
Yes.
On October
So for
25.
you guys to find that out, subscribe to the Ring Light series and use my
Yeah.
code RL Cavite.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. So wait. Oh, Benji Geronimo, my friend, is also watching. Hi Benji. He has an interesting question. Uh Miss Vietnam 2018 and Miss Cavite 2020. What are the similarities? What are the differences? You know Miss Vietnam 2018?
Yes.
Okay, see.
Henia.
Yeah.
Diba? Henia. Well, of course, obviously the hair is very similar. Well, hers is actually, I think, shorter. And she is gorgeous. And I don't want to say that I'm gorgeous. I don't want to lift my own chair, but uh, her strength to just chop her hair off is admirable. And I would like to think that I also have that same amount of strength and guts to do it. And I think we're both pretty confident. I mean, for you to be able to sport this kind of hair would require a certain level of confidence, I think.
Mm-hmm. So difference.
Difference. Siguro height, mas matangkad siya sa akin.
Tsaka English proficiency, perhaps.
Maybe, but it's because of my job. It's because of my job. It's really the practice. I was able to practice it because of my job.
Okay. There's an interesting question here pero hindi ko na lang babasahin kasi hindi ko naman alam anong perspective niya. So, yeah. So, uh, apart from being fierce on stage, what also gets me to you is your advocacy, which is all about women. Let me flash that. Women empowerment for women empowerment
And individual advocates towards
advocates.
nature and wildlife preservation and responsiveness. Yes.
Why did you
Um,
choose this kind of where is this coming from? Why did you choose this specific advocacy?
so growing up, we actually lived. So our house in Silang Cavite. It's a pretty simple house, but at the back we segregate everything. We um, we have a lot of fruits and veggies, and we have a garden, a mini farm, actually a mini garden with a lot of produce, and we make it a point to just separate the trash and recycle a lot. So I grew up with that kind of habit. And along the way, with all my experiences, with all my struggles, with everything that I've been through, I saw how important a female figure is in terms of having an impact on the environment. And that's why I started the advocacy with women empowerment first, because we are a really strong force in terms of house houseworks. I mean, in every household, there's a female figure um, managing everything. And can you imagine the mom or the lola or the tita or the helper saying na, okay, there's no plastic in this household. We're not going to use plastic anymore. And can you imagine how big of an impact that will be if the whole subdivision or the whole neighborhood would do the same thing? And this is something that a woman can do in her own little way. And empowering women is, I think, the biggest step, and that we actually have the capacity to make a really big impact in terms of saving our environment.
So talagang malapit talaga sa puso mo talaga yung mga issues about the environment because yun nga, yun na nakamulatan ng mata mo since childhood. So, I would like to ask, since, women empowerment, Miss Universe Philippines, so marami tayong environmental issues. Now, what's your take on the current rehabilitation of Manila Bay?
Okay. um, I truly support the cleanup and the rehabilitation project for the Manila Bay. However, I do not support the beautification project that we recently had. I mean, I don't think a cosmetic solution is what we need. I think we need something that is more sustainable, maybe
Mhm.
something with the likes of planting mangroves in the area that can actually make it more habitable and can propagate more flora and fauna in the area. So I think
Mhm.
that's a better way of cleaning up the place.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. No, I can see that you're very passionate about the environment talaga. So after Miss Universe Philippines ba, do you plan to embark on? Parang what's your plan? Kasi ngayon alam ko na sideline ka because of this pandemic na you couldn't do so much about your advocacy. But are there plans for you to kunyari once the situation improves, are there plans for you to really do a lot of all these types of work, charity work, when
Yes,
everything goes back to normal?
of course. If I win, it would be amazing
Yes.
for my advocacy because they're actually promoting women empowerment and also Philippine tourism. So I think it goes hand in hand with my advocacy. And if I don't, actually, even before Miss Universe Philippines, I have been invited with a lot. I've been invited to a lot of seminars, and as a speaker, they would invite me to be one of their speakers and to actually talk about women empowerment and how we can be of help to how can we be of any impact to the environment. So I think I will continue doing that if my job and my time permits. But for now, you're right. I'm still in the sidelines. There's no clear plan yet, and we have to see how everything will pan out because of this pandemic.
Mhm. There's a question here from James Declar. Do you have a favorite environmentalist, or which environmentalist do you look up to? Who and
Huh.
why?
I have to review about that because right now I am still on the first step of this advocacy, which is more on the women empowerment side.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So now, since you mentioned about women empowerment, which female leader or hero do you look up to the most?
I've mentioned this before in one of my interviews. It was actually Anne Frank. It's a very simple answer, and she's very inspiring because she's very young. She was very young, and what she went through was so much for someone of that age, and it was actually the Holocaust.
Yes.
And once they published her journal, people saw how hopeful that girl was. And I think it's something that we should aspire to become. Na despite all the adversities, we can still find something to look forward for. We can still find a glimpse of hope, and we we can actually be able to inspire others and influence others and share that kind of hope to other people. So it was really Anne Frank, I would say. But there are a lot of people who shaped me into becoming who I am right now. I have a lot of female figures to look up to. Of course, my mom is there, and my colleagues, my supervisors from work. It's a collective effort. It's a lot of. It took a lot of inspiration from other women also.
Yeah. All right. So, uh, I think we've known you pretty well. uh, Now that parang refresher course to Billie Hakenson 101 on your journey as Miss Universe
Exam pa
will be.
mamaya.
Yeah, ito na yung exam. Oh wait. Oh my God. Do you want to answer this? There's a question here. I want to go straight na to. Do you have a plan to
Huh.
join this? I think let's ask her depending the results. Let's focus muna on her MUP
On the
journey.
current journey.
On her current journey. Tapos ito oh, this is quite political. Wag na lang din. Yeah, let's not grill Billy that much. All right. Now we go to the next portion, and the final segment of our interview, which is Q&A. So yeah, ito unlike how our viewers are asking you questions, this is just gonna be light. It will be a test of a gauge of your personality lang at how you will respond to it through quick thinking, basically, to get to know
Nakagahan
you
ako.
more through your answers. So yeah, it's basically, no, don't super dali lang na ito, like for us to really get to know you well pa in the run up of the finals this coming October 25. So yeah, so here we go. I prepared 5 questions, so hopefully you could answer, or siguro three na lang kasi 45 minutes na tayo nag-uusap. So sige, let's try
45
to
minutes
answer.
na ba?
Yeah, almost 45 minutes. So okay, so here we go. Ito. The first question is, do you think that being conventionally beautiful has gotten you ahead in life?
No. I am not conventionally beautiful. I don't have
Talaga?
yes. I don't have fair skin, smooth skin. I don't have long tresses. I have eczema and all these things that were actually my insecurities never stopped me from achieving everything that I have right now. And so I think being conventionally beautiful is not something that will get you ahead of life. It's your hard work, it's your perseverance, and it's your will and motivation to be something, to be someone that can actually get you to where you want to be.
So, bonus na lang talaga kung pretty or guwapo. No?
Yes, you can say that.
Yeah, all right. So, here's another question. As a woman who advocates for environmental issues, what do you think can you contribute to mitigating global warming?
Still, the answer is education. Because weirdly enough, a lot of people actually don't believe that global warming is a thing or that it exists or that it's actually happening. And I think educating people that there is such a thing and that we can do something is the most important factor or the most important contribution that I can give. So maybe advocating, talking about it, letting people know that it exists, and awareness and cooperation is actually the key to this.
Yeah, education, awareness, and cooperation.
Yes.
Yeah. So, oh, wait, there are questions coming in from our viewers. If you from Brian May, your number one supporter, if you have a power, what will it be and why?
Whew, a power. I want to have the power to, or the ability to feed people, because I
Mhm.
think for someone to be successful or to be able to reach whatever they want. They have to be healthy. They have to be well fed. So if I have a power to just, okay, everyone, let's remove world hunger, then I want that superpower.
By providing food on every table
Yes.
of the family. Yeah. Wala pang ganun, no? Wala pang ganung superpower na
Sana,
parang,
no? Sige.
oo.
I'll try to make a comic book out of that.
Okay, there's another one here from Irvin JV Lopez. Given the chances you will be able to marry someone, and according to the law, you can still keep your maiden name, would you or would you not retain your maiden name? Why or why not?
I don't see any problem with retaining my name or just using my last name. I don't see any problem with using his name also, because at the end of the day, what I want is to be with that person, to um, have a family with him, to build a loving home with him. And I don't actually, it doesn't matter to me what last name to use as long as I'm with someone who I love.
True. True.
Ano ba yan?
Diba?
Love life na tayo.
Oo. Ewan ko dito kay Irvie Lopez, bakit ganyan ang question niya? Okay, last question. Uh, or two more. Sige. Um, what act of kindness have you done recently that you are most proud of?
This act of kindness is something that I have been working on for years, and I have never really saw how important it was. And it's being kind to myself. I
Why?
There are a lot of us who are actually very harsh on ourselves. We don't appreciate the things that we have. We don't appreciate our strengths as much. And I think it's important for us to do that because we cannot give something that we don't have. And we cannot fill someone else's cup if ours is empty. So I think it's very important to be kind to yourself first.
True. Kasi nga, if you're not kind to yourself, then how are you capable of loving someone else, 'di ba? Tama ba? Oo. Parang
Pwede.
you have to show. You just have to be, yeah, you have to parang, yeah, show kindness to yourself first. Yung parang be able to forgive yourself, be accepting of your limitations and flaws. Yeah, true. Okay, your number one supporter has another question here.
Oo nga eh.
Last na. Talagang ano, kasi gusto ko niyang itest. Do you believe in utopia or perfect society?
No.
No,
Um,
no.
Perfection is boring.
Yeah,
And I think more than a perfect world, I would want a fair world where everyone has equal opportunities and people are heard and there's equal chances for us to get what we want, get all the achievements that we want, get be successful. I think I'd prefer that over a perfect society. And all the problems that we are having right now and all the struggles that we've experienced in our lives is something that is shaping us and is training us and is actually a catapult to greater things.
true. Mas maganda yung may, yeah, I agree with you. May dissension,
Perfection
may
is
debate.
boring.
True, no. Even so on the surface, yes, it looks so good na okay, everything is rosy, everything is blemishless. Pero pag nag-ano, parang ay magkasawa ka rin eh, and you will strive for, I don't know,
There's
chaos,
nothing to
discord.
strive for anymore because you're already
Yeah.
perfect.
Oo, yeah. Parang wala, there's nothing to aspire. Yeah, true, true. I like your mindset. Okay. Irvin Lopez has a question. Kindness or righteousness?
Hmm,
You know,
that's really hard.
ako, I'll go for kindness.
Kindness,
Turn off ko
siguro.
talaga yung righteousness.
Yeah. Well, it's also important to be morally right, but
Yes.
I think it's already innate within us to be kind. It's there already. Sometimes we just forget to apply it. But I agree with you. I would choose kindness. Being human, being able to share things with people, being able to help them out, being able to be kind is better, I think. And if you're if you're doing the good thing, maybe by being kind, then morally, you'd feel okay too.
True. Yeah. Brian says you're amazing, Miss Billy.
Thank you, Brian.
Okay, eto last question na from a fan. Coco Rivera is asking, aside from your short hair, what makes you unique among the other candidates, amongst other candidates?
I'm actually not that afraid to show my tough side. I am not that I'm not really as feminine as most women. I have this androgynous side, and I am confident in showing it off. It I love how it jives with my personality and how it's actually a big part of me. And I am doing my best to use that as a tool in this journey.
Yeah, true. I won't ano na say anything, yeah. Ikaw yon.
Yun ba yun?
Okay.
Sakto ba yun?
Yeah. Last question from me. Uh, how can beauty pageants like Miss Universe empower, sorry for the wrong spelling, empower women at the time of pandemic?
Mhm. I'm not gonna go far. If not because of this beauty pageant, I wouldn't know what I would be doing in those past few months. This actually gave me some sense of normalcy, and it gave me a flow or a goal to look for and to look after. So it really helps in terms of normalizing things. People need someone to look up to in terms they need someone to show that we are here, we are strong, we are pushing through with it, and so should you. Whatever we're going through, you shouldn't stop. Just go on, move on. It's okay to stop. It's okay to pause, breathe, ask for help, cry. But look at all these girls who are in this beauty pageant and they are still moving forward. They are still doing their best to finish this thing, to finish what they started. And I think that alone is a major inspiration for everyone who's into pageantry, for every little girl who's going to watch us on stage or who's going to watch the ring light series. And I think that's how beauty pageants are still relevant even at this time.
Yeah, true. It's all about making yourself relevant. Or kahit hindi naman relevant, just try to be, um, just to be in tune with what's going on and relate how you will be, adapt or relate to how you will be able to, adapt to how you will
Make,
be able
yeah,
to relate to it. Yeah.
make yourself relatable to other people, something like that. So we are all going through the same thing, but look at us, we are not stopping. We are pushing
Mm-hmm.
through, and we are going to finish this.
Mm-hmm. And on that note, you have to finish what you started. So good luck on your
Thank you,
good
Adam.
luck on your journey, on the rest of your journey here in Miss Universe Philippines. We wish you all the best of luck as you vie for the first title of Miss Universe Philippines.
Thank you.
So, yeah, no, we wish you all the best in the world. So sana talaga, who knows, you might really win the crown, di ba? For Cavite. So,
And I'm really,
as a,
really happy for your page pala. Congratulations for your having your own page. Super, super happy. You're
thank you.
one of the very first pageant content creator or vlogger who actually talked to me, and that really stuck to me, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Adam.
Oh, you're welcome. I just really love what I do. So alam mo yun, and wala lang, kung sino lang alam mo yun, kung sino lang talaga yung, kasi pag nilalapitan ko talaga kayo, it's I mean, wow, may nakita ako sa'yo. I'm so excited to talk to you because I'm seeing something in you. 'Di ba? So, yeah, so ganun talaga ako. My passion is really about you girls eh. Tapos ganito pa na you're hinging everything on women empowerment. So ako rin parang, wow, I'm so happy to belong in the industry. Kasi alam mo yon na parang you guys are nurturing dreams na inspiring us in the process now we can also fulfill our own dreams if we have the passion and courage to pursue it, diba?
Thank you. Thank you for that. That's
Thank
beautiful,
you for
Adam.
the inspiration, Billy. So as a last question, can you give a message to all your followers and supporters rooting for you? in the
Okay, so
upcoming pageant.
thank you so much. I never expected to have any fans or a support system as big as this, and I really appreciate it. As much as possible, try to reply to all of you, and I apologize if hindi pa ako nakakapag-reply, but trust me, I will. And really, really, thank you so much. And for those who haven't subscribed to our Ring Light series, just head on to www.empire.ph and subscribe to the Ring Light series. And don't forget to use my code. It's RL Cavite. Proceeds of your support or will go to my beneficiary, Miss Ate Diane Reyes, who's a resident of Silang Cavite, um, who really needs our help. So just subscribe to that, and also follow my Instagram and Facebook to check out all the recent updates for Miss Universe Philippines and also my journey. And I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are enjoying your evenings. And thank you so much again for supporting, and stay safe.
Thank you, Billy. It has been such a wonderful time reconnecting with you.
I
You
know.
know, hello, and thank you so much for really giving us the time and pleasure in really doing this interview. It really means so much to me. So on that note, thank you, Billy. Thank you for your kindness. And I hope everyone is also safe and hydrated at this time. So yeah, guys, always be kind. Help each other out in this time of pandemic. This is Adam Henato. Until my next interview, take care, guys. Bye. Thank you, Billy.
Thank you, guys.
Kisses.